What's up, y'all's House Roast? Today I'm looking at one of the more expensive homes in Alaska. I was wondering, what does that even look like? What goes on in Alaska? Can't say I know much about it. My brother lived in Washington for a while. I never visited him, so that's really irrelevant information. But this is what we're looking at today. A $4 million home in Alaska. 13,000 square feet, so that's definitely, for the cost of 4 million, that's pretty good. I know in Orlando, if you spend 4 million on a home, it's nowhere near 13,000 square feet. So it seems like stuff is cheap up there. It is Alaska. It's very rural. No surprise there. 14 bedrooms, 8 baths. Let's see what's going on. If you haven't seen the channel before, I'm not a realtor or anything. I used to be. I just like to look at houses now. And I think it's fun to look at the photos, see what's going on. So, log cabin. I don't know what else you'd expect. A lot of rock, a lot of wood. It's definitely fine looking on the outside. The inside, haven't seen. Not sure how nice it would be. We'll find out. Now the property is definitely beautiful, and the house looks very big. So I would easily live here if the environment was, you know, accommodating enough. There's some huge deer-looking things on the wall. I mean, this one's a moose. I know that one's a moose. I'm not that stupid. I don't know what's really going on with these deer because their antlers are just very strange looking. Um, a lot of wood. I don't really like when listings have tablecloths because it kind of just hides the table. And there's also kind of too much going on here. This looks like a small house that they crammed a bunch of stuff in. I don't know if it's just the angle of the picture, but it just looks a little loud. All the different textures you're looking at, all the different patterns. I can't say it's for me. I mean, the flooring, again, I don't know much about Alaska, but it almost looks like dungeon flooring. Uh, Seems like everything is made out of logs, which, if you're into that, maybe it's cool. I'm not as into it. There is a bear in the living room and an otter on the wall. And I've realized that in some states, not all, the most expensive houses are always kind of like yee 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 haw type houses, like the country people. Oh, I just noticed something. I don't know if you see that little NGR right there. This, my mom used to have something similar to this. This is actually a sewing machine, and it has a foot pedal. I'm sure you can't see, but yeah, that's kind of cool that I would ever see that in a listing on the other side of the earth almost, because I'm in Florida, the other side of the whole entire globe, because only America counts. It's Alaska. Yeah, I'm just not getting the vibe of the house. It's very country. It's very dungeon. It's almost like, I don't know. You're almost taking a movie character of a caveman where he lives with all his furs to stay warm, and you're making it into a $4 million home. Of course, you need the fishing picture for a country listing. No surprise there. The house is almost irrelevant if there's not fish there, I've learned. So, it is what it is. This boat, I don't understand sometimes what people decide to include in listings because this is a $4 million house on a lake. Do I really need to see the boat? It looks like the center of the picture. Maybe it's really more about the land. But to me, I look at this picture and the subject of the picture to me is this little dinky boat. Really nice back porch. A lot of nice flowers. I mean, not much to say about that. They do have a plane, and it seems like they have what could be a boat plane, or maybe what is a boat plane. I don't know how, if you just throw it on there. I'm not sure. I don't know how normal it is for Alaska, how they get around. Maybe they get around by that little dinky canoe and boat planes. This view is almost worth $4 million. If this is on the, like, they own the property to this beautiful, beautiful view, that's pretty cool. And I can't even imagine. I would love to see that in the winter. What does that even look like when it's snowing? So yeah, huge moose. I'm pretty sure that's the actual height of a moose. I've never seen one, but I've heard they get tall. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if that moose was actually standing, I don't know how much shorter he'd be, because I hear they can be as tall as a like a basketball hoop. It was 10 feet tall. It's incredible. Again, this isn't really showing what the table, like, this could be driftwood table. It could be all raggedy. I don't know. I kind of think tables should not have the tablecloth on it. And yeah, see, everything's made out of what looks to be driftwood. Just not into it. And this might be part of them being in Alaska, that you can't really get these things shipped to you, regular lumber from Home Depot or something. The otter on the wall with all the fish is kind of weird, because I kind of get trophy animals, like they're big and they're cool, but why would did he kill the otter or beaver? I say otter. I don't know. I don't think it's a beaver. It'd have a flat tail, right? Or is it a platypus? There's a lot of river creatures. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just the taxidermy on the walls always kind of shocks me, that so many people would want just a dead moose on your wall. It's strange. This is kind of one of those features that it's just strange. Like it kind of looks like there was a lot of expertise, craftsmanship that went into building this, but the result of it is just an ugly dresser with a bunch of scrap wood. Like, I'm sure this was not easy to build, and it looks complicated. I don't know that I would do. I could do it, but the result at the end is ugly to me. Like, having all these jank little, like, I would almost expect to grab one of these drawers to try to get my drawers, and it would just break off. I'm just not understanding what they're going for. And this, I don't, is this the woodworking shop? I don't really know what this is. To someone who doesn't know what this is just a very, very strange looking room. Um, Also, if you're spending $4 million on a house, like, are you really like cutting down trees in your area and building all your own furniture? It's just strange. The price doesn't make sense for how country it seems inside. Like, maybe they're just handy people. There are some logs over here, so I am convinced that this is the woodworking station, and this is where they make all of their furniture. It's just odd to me. Maybe they're just really hands-on. I don't know. Not exactly sure if this is a shared landing strip or if they own the landing strips. I don't want to say much about that. Now, bears, is this a feature for people in Alaska? Because I see this and I think of that little dinky canoe they had earlier. And I think I don't want to be near bears on that little dinky canoe. I don't want to be near bears at all. And the snow is beautiful. I've never seen it snow from Florida. I haven't traveled much. And this boat seems like super sealed. Like, I feel like you could, you know, drive through Glacier on this. You're not going to get Titanic. But it's kind of dinky as well. Like, this is what's so strange to me. $4 million, you have a plane and everything. And then you have these kind of dinky looking DIY type boats. I'm just not understanding. So, yeah, if you're watching, what do you think? Was this house in Alaska worth $4 million, or would you pass on this? Personally, I don't know that I would buy it, as if I had the money to anyway. I'm a Florida guy. Looks a little cold.